on fire.
47 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lai, oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.
Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for three.
It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Taiwan as we continue our rise to greatness in Season 10 of the ASEAN Basketball League. The home team, the Formosa Dreamers, coming off a huge victory yesterday against the Fubon Braves, are looking to score another win to complete their weekend homestand as they welcome San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. This is the matchup on this Sunday as we make our way back to the Changhua County Stadium where the Formosa Dreamers will play host to San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in Season 10 of the ASEAN Basketball League. Glad to have you with us, Anton Ross, back on the call alongside Kirk Long.
Yeah, it's great to be back here, Anton, and it's a quick turnaround for the home team, speaking of the Dreamers. But they played some of their best basketball all year, especially in the second half yesterday, as you know, they escaped with a great win against the team towards the upper half of the standings, speaking of the Braves. But Alab Pilipinas there with the 3-1 record, and it's going to even be a bigger challenge, big hurdle for the Dreamers today as they take on this visiting team.
Well, Kirk, both teams have already made their early season adjustments with regards to their imports, and Formosa made a huge adjustment, and we saw that come to fruition yesterday with the entry of Jordan Tolbert and Anthony Tucker, who erupted for 25 points in the second half alone.
Yes, and his fingerprints were all over the game, you know, even in the first half, but the explosion of offense in the second half was much needed. And, you know, it was the Dreamers team who made 16 three-point shots. And that's more than half their points came from outside. So we'll see how Coach Jimmy Alapag and this Alab team tries to mix up their defense today to stop the three-point barrage that happened here in Changhua County yesterday.
And you see the major adjustment in terms of the lineup of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. You saw the Saminator, Sam De Guara, and he has been dominant, part of that huge three-game winning streak by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas after losing their opening game against Mono Vampire. We're taking a look at the lineups for both squads that are coming in hot here in Changhua.
Yeah, you're right, and definitely some changes with the imports here early this season for both teams. But both these teams, you know, did very well in the regular season last year. They didn't quite have as much success in the playoffs as they would like to, but it's still two programs that are used to winning and have a lot of pride. And I expect to see a great basketball game today.
Coach Kyle Julius said before this game that he sees Alab Pilipinas as the team with the deepest roster in the league by far. And they got even deeper with the entry of Sam De Guara. But Anthony Tucker, former ABL World Import MVP, huge impact, and Coach Kyle Julius giving him the keys to the offense of the Dreamers right away.
Definitely, you're right. And, you know, even Jordan Tolbert, his ability to play defense in the post was very present yesterday. We might not be talking about his numbers offensively, but his defensive presence and controlling the rebounds against a Fubon team that had 1 rebounds in their previous outing. Tolbert showed that he can hang with the best of them as well.
And speaking of hanging with the best of them, yesterday we were talking to Jaron Young post-game and how he had to deal with Simbular, 7'5". Well, he had to help out because obviously Tolbert can't do it alone. Now he's got to deal with the biggest man in the ABL, the 7'6" Sam Deguara.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge, no time to relax. And the Dreamers, though, they're going to have to win those inside points as well, or not let Alab Pilipinas dominate the paint like they did last game against Mono Vampires, where they scored more than 16 more points than their opponents did in the paint.
虽然受伤没有办法继续打他最爱的篮球，用他不同的形式来表达对我们的爱。今天博伟靠着毅力站上球场为我们开球，再一次掌声送给博伟。先来进行合照，欢迎。好，那我说3、2、1之后就请博伟开球喽。3、2、1 ，3、2、1。再一次谢谢我们的博队，相当感动的一刻。
And this is the type of support that we have always come to expect from the Formosa Dreamers and their community, their supporters and fans ever since they joined the ASEAN Basketball League.
Yeah, you're right, Anton. And, you know, they take care of the visiting teams when they're here. They take care of their staff. They take care of their own players. There's a lot of great qualities outside the basketball court when you think of the Dreamers basketball program as well.
So jumping it up will be Sam Deguara and Jordan Tolbert. Tolbert had a quiet debut for the Formosa Dreamers in terms of the offensive production. Just 6 points, only took 5 shots, but he had 13 rebounds.
Yeah, you need guys that are willing to do the gritty work, the dirty work, and looks like they're going to go to him here early. But he did a lot of other things in other places to help them get a win yesterday.
Jordan Tolbert, a player who is better moving with his body facing towards the basket. He took a couple of steps back to drive past Sam Deguara for the first bucket of the game.
Yeah, he gives up a lot of length, but he has those broad shoulders and he has a great burst of speed and quickness in that center position. So you're going to see a great battle down low today.
And Kurt, he's defending Deguara the same way he was defending Simbular yesterday, fronting him with a helper getting ready to meet Deguara in case Deguara catches that lob pass.
Yeah, you're right, and that's where his teammates have to be on the same page. It's fine to front the defender, but you have to have that weak side help on the back, and that's where guys like Jaron Young, Tucker are able to assist their teammates.
Nick King, quick floater as time was about to expire on the shot clock. Young gives it up to Jet Chang, and Jet Chang is looking to start off hot just like he did yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday he came up big, hit several outside shots in the first half, and then we know he's relentless when it comes to attacking the basket too, and a good start for him.
Deguara double teamed, and the Salmonator didn't even have to get off the ground for that dunk.
No, that one went straight down, and his toes weren't too many inches off the ground, but you still have to give him props. He had to work hard to get that position where he can dominate.
And Tolbert, interestingly, was behind Deguara when the pass was thrown. Jaron Young, that's what he does best. One of the best two-way players here in the ABL. Heading, lob pass for Deguara. And again, Sam Deguara with a basket underneath. Alab Pilipinas establishing the Salmonator right away.
Yeah, definitely, and you saw that weak side just like I talked about a minute ago. Jaron Young came from the weak side. He uses his elevation to try to swat that ball away. Almost gets the job done, but once Deguara gets the ball down that deep, he's almost impossible to stop.
Sam Deguara, Maltese Italian, 28 years old, wears a size 24 on his basketball shoes, missing on that bonus free throw. Dreamers basketball. Yang shoots over King. And the locals are connecting right away.
Yeah, that's a aggressiveness that you don't always see from Amigo Yang. He has the ability to stroke it, but off the dribble, creating space with the hesitation. If he's making that shot, then you know it's going to be the Dreamers' day.
Brickman loses control of the basketball. Young picks it up. Tolbert slams it home! Jordan Tolbert gets the fans off their seats.
And we got a timeout. Coach Jimmy Alapag and Alab Pilipinas wants to talk it over because the Dreamers are taking off right where they left off yesterday.
It is a 12-4 start for the Formosa Dreamers. Start for the home team, and we see a very animated Alab Pilipinas head coach Jimmy Alapag wanting his team to match the energy that the Dreamers came out with. Obviously, Kirk, the Dreamers are still building off the momentum from yesterday's win against the Fubon Braves.
Yeah, they know they had to get in off to a fast start as King quiets the crowd with a triple of his own, but it's important you get off to a fast start if you're the Dreamers. You know that those legs are a little weary out from yesterday, and you don't want to take any trip.
Wow, again! Tolbert releasing his anger on that rim. Deguara with a response.
Wow, these guys just going back and forth, and the Dreamers showing they want to run, try to beat Sam Desquara down the court before he can set up their defense. But that last play, you got to give credit. Even early in their connection together, Tolbert and Young already building some great chemistry on that lob that we saw.
Tucker missing on his first shot here in this game. Heading has the basketball. Heading on the move. And Heading cannot finish the layup. Young is running. Young hands it off to Tucker. King is on him. Tucker uses the screen. Tucker fires. Shot was to the left. Brickman trying to get it to King, but loses control. And Heading is able to score his first field goal.
Yeah, Heading grew up just about 30 minutes away from Changhua County as we see Amigo Yang knock down his second triple of the day. But Jordan Heading has some hometown fans here in Taiwan, that his old teachers and classmates that are out here cheering him on. So he wants to have a big day.
Wyatt finally gets on the board for Alab Pilipinas on that triple. Young throws it out. Tucker, Amigo Yang fires and converts.
He's unconscious right now. That time he just barely had it. Defender in front of him, but he's dialed in, locked in. Amigo Yang stroking it 3 threes from deep.
But Nick King flexing on the Formosa defense. Scores under duress.
Yeah, King is a great scorer. He's leading this team well offensively, and he's a workhorse. He gets it done, takes the contact, and gets to the free throw line.
And now it is the Formosa Dreamers who call for time as Alab Pilipinas is able to cut the Dreamers' lead to 4. You just heard the voice of Formosa Dreamers head coach Kyle Julius reminding his players that they cannot lose Alab Pilipinas, especially in transition.
Yeah.
Alab Pilipinas able to get back into it, Kirk.
Yeah, he wants to play quick. He wants to get the ball up the court as fast as possible, but on the flip side, he wants to be able to control and stop Alab Pilipinas from being able to set up their offense or get offense before their defense sets up. So lots of defensive talk during that timeout for the Dreamers.
King unable to complete the three-point play. DeGuara again. DeGuara looking like he's at the amusement park basketball hoop, just unable to put it down.
Yeah, I'm surprised you won't see DeGuara miss 2 chances from 2 feet away very often. The Dreamers getting lucky there, but still stays with Alab ball.
Wyatt lobs it up top. DeGuara, and that's 3 in the key for Sam.
Yeah, that's might be one of the only things that can slow him down at the moment is himself hanging out in the lane too long. But see what the Dreamers have offensively.
Goldberg. Nico Yang cutting. Tucker, inside pass to Tianle. Throws it out. Yang shoots a 3. Short. Goldberg working hard for that offensive rebound. Goldberg using his body against DeGuara. And look at the strength on Jordan Goldberg.
Yeah, he is flexing his muscles a little bit more today, putting that shoulder down, trying to get to the basket. We didn't see that very often yesterday.
And he's already surpassed his 6-point output from his debut yesterday against the Braves. Goldberg with 8 points, including 2 thunderous dunks. What a pass! What a pass by Anthony Tucker!
Yeah, the chemistry just keeps growing each possession that these guys are together, and led by Anthony Tucker. You can just tell they get on the same page and they're moving with great efficiency offensively right now.
Nick King, that shot rims out. So yesterday it was Jet Chan who started everything for the Formosa Dreamers. Today it's Amigo Yang, who already has 11 points. And this guy right here, Goldberg, just missing on that lay-in. Brickman is running. Brickman to Wyatt. All day for 3. Wyatt unable to put it down.
Yeah, Brickman does a great job facilitating. His team has had a lot of success when he's had double-digit assists.
Goldberg tapping it to Tucker. Tucker just too smart with his movement, throws it out. Wow! Jordan heading called for a foul as Jen Chan knocked down the triple. A chance for a rare 4-point play, and Blackie Chen is loving it.
Yeah, fans on their feet here in Changhua County, they're excited, and they should be. So far, the Dreamers hit 16 3-point shots yesterday, but I think they're trying to beat that record. And it's not only been from outside. We've also seen Tolbert score in the paint, so it's been a great combination of inside-outside baskets so far for the Dreamers.
And Chan completes the 4-point play. It is an 8-0 run, Kirk, for the Formosa Dreamers.
Yeah, 28-16, and still 3 minutes left to go in this quarter. So offensively, Dreamers clicking on full cylinders. Yesterday's game between Fubon and the Dreamers, I believe it was, both teams were kept under 20 points in the first quarter. It was like 15-16. So definitely a much faster pace here today between Alab and the Dreamers.
The Dreamers scored only 36 points actually in the first half. Just 8 points below that at this point of the contest, with a little bit below 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Chen was stripped. Wyatt. Jeremiah Gray is now in for Alab Pilipinas. Brickman on the move. Wyatt. Domingo. Blocked by Tianle. the hometown hero.
Yeah, fans loving that one. Tian Lei turning back the clock a little bit, but back-to-back turnovers for Chen is hurting the Dreamers. Good defensive play at the moment.
Oh, look at the skills from Nick King, just unable to put it down. Tucker is running. And Jet Chang is able to finish the play.
That's what he does so well. We know he can shoot the 3 ball. He's done it well the last couple days, but where Jet Chang is most dangerous is out in the open court.
And now Yang and Chan have combined for 20 points for the Dreamers. Oh, what a pass by Brickman to Domingo. Gray throws it out. Nick King runs into traffic and can't convert. Tucker with the board.
These are big moments right now for the Dreamers. They're pushing the ball. They have a small lineup right now. Tolbert and Young are in the lineup, so getting them some extra rest, especially why Sam DeGuerra is on the bench, is a key time.
Wyatt for 3. Shot was short. Chen with the board. Jet Chan against Domingo. Tucker approaching the final minute here in the first period. Ball was stopped from behind. Tian Lei to Jet Chan for 3. Gray comes up with a board. Alab Pilipinas is running. Domingo using his strength.
Yeah, that's what Alab has. So many guys, Domingo, Rossler, heading, just have some extra size, but so good at attacking the basket as well.
Tucker to Tien. Throws the ball out to the corner. Wu for 3, short.
And he doesn't miss too many of those open looks. He's been very efficient as of late. Woo Sung Wei, just being one of those guys spot up in the corner and very reliable so far this season for the Dreamers.
Let's take a look at this powerful move by Domingo, but the hometown hero, Tian Lei, denying that basket, and then it led to this. Fast break by Jet Chang. Tucker, who played the entire game yesterday, still has not scored in this contest.
But we know that's not going to be a problem for him. When he turns it on, it gets turned on big time.
And Chen, unable to convert. Vigil, who just checked in, has the basketball.
The Dreamers playing in a zone.
And Canuelas Rosser, instant offense from the bench. Tucker from way out. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. Both teams showing a lot of firepower.
Yeah, definitely. There's shooters on both sides, but it doesn't matter if there's 15, 16, 17 seconds left on the shot clock, they're firing.
It is the second half of the weekend homestand of the Formosa Dreamers, and they lead the visiting San Miguel Alab Pilipinas 30-23 at the end of 1. We're back here at the Changhua County Stadium for the second half of the weekend homestand of the Formosa Dreamers as they currently lead the visiting San Miguel Alab Pilipinas 30-23. Don Ross together with Kurt Long on the call as the Dreamers and their locals have started things off once again.
Yeah, great pass by Heading on that play and a nice screen from Domingo to get Ganuelas Rossler open. And that's the type of play that Coach Jimmy Alab wants to see from his guys.
And how about that? Normally we see Tien Lei with his spot-up shooting from the outside, but the big man on the move, laying it up and in, plus the foul.
Yeah, and I think I'm feeling a little resurgence here from Tien Lei. You know, he still has a lot to prove that he can still be an impact player here in the ABL. You know, he's had a storied career. Fans love him here, but he's still hungry. He wants to show up some more.
And it's the discipline of Tien Lei that really impresses us. He was here again very early, putting up shots.
Yeah, his shooting shirt was soaked by the time he was done with his pre-game warm-up.
Vigil driving baseline, and Louis Vigil gets on the board.
Yeah, Louis Vigil, even in his college days, knows how to score the basketball, and he's been doing the same thing as a pro player.
Tolbert throws it out. Wu for three, and this is what you were talking about, Kurt. Wu, when he's open, does not miss many of those.
Yeah, and Coach Jimmy Alab, he's done his homework. He knows that Woo Sung Wei is a shooter. He's reminding his guys, you got to get out there quicker. You can't sink into the lane and leave him open.
Tien Lei. And that's what he does. Specialty of the house for Tien Lei.
Yep, he made hundreds of those before today's game, hundreds before yesterday's game. He's made thousands over his career, and you cannot just let him see the basket that clearly on a catch and shoot.
Domingo out to Vigil. Overshoots that one. Yang is able to pick it up. And Ganuelas Rossler and Tolbert getting tangled up there. And that battle for the loose ball. Oh, what a kick out. Tolbert finding Woo Sung Wei. And then the legend, Tien Lei, cans in that three-pointer.
Yeah, and that's big. He's been big for them defensively too. You know, they played two teams this weekend with such, you know, massive guys under the basket. And Tien Lei has battled with the best of them. You know, just slowing him down a little bit has helped his team gain an edge.
Tolbert wanting to post up Teguara. Tolbert throws it out. Tien Lei again! Plus the foul!
And they are on fire. Loving it here in Changhua County. Tien Lei just sees the light of day, lets it go. And this is the second chance for a four-point play this game. And Coach Jimmy Alab got the bench huddled up. Jordan Heading has the players on the court huddled up, and if they're not careful, this Dreamers team can shoot anybody out of the building because they did it yesterday, 16 three-point shots, and they're on pace to even beat that today.
Well, right now, they have converted on 8 three-point baskets, Kirk. So that's already halfway to their output from yesterday's game. This is now the biggest lead of the contest for the Dreamers. Vigil all day, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, his toes are on the line, so he's just going to get 2 points, but that's one way you got to spread out the zone defense that the Dreamers are playing, and good knockdown by Vigil.
Tolbert. Teguara able to deflect that pass intended for Jordan.
And it's interesting to see how Tolbert's trying to get Sam DeGuerre away from the basket, but still, Sam's showing us what he can do defensively too.
Wow, Jordan Tolbert just crafty and fearless on that move.
Yeah, making Sam, you know, go laterally side to side is not his strength defensively. He's great shot block under the basket, but unable to keep up with the quickness so far of Tolbert.
And this is what San Miguel Alab Pilipinas needs. More outside shooting from the likes of Jordan Heading. Tucker finally gets on the board, but it was only a matter of time.
Yeah, so smooth, and Tucker, you know, he doesn't have that speed, that burst that a lot of playmakers do, but his craftiness to change direction and change speed from dead stop to quick movements allows him to create that space, and then once he has that space, it's almost 100% knockdown from the perimeter.
Dreamers are running. Tucker. Woo Sung-wei gives it back to Amigo Yan. Anthony Tucker. Tucker. Pass intended for Tolbert. Vigil steps on the baseline.
Yeah, great individual defense. Vigil by Jordan Heading on Tucker. Tucker wanted a push, but Vigil able to steal the pass, but stepped on the line while trying to get it back in. So shot clock remains at 14 seconds. We'll see what the Dreamers can do with it.
Tucker. Brickman is on him. Tucker spins. Jordan Tolbert again drops the hammer.
He is so explosive, and Tucker delivered the pass just at the right time. And Jordan Tolbert showing us he knows what to do when he catches the ball with a clear lane.
King to Teguara. Turns and scores. Once again in the paint.
And that's happened a few times now where Tolbert's showing a two-hand slam and Teguara showing us his own version of it.
Tianlei is feeling it. Not that time. Vigil. Another one. Louis Vigil.
Yeah. Brickman knows how to find shooters. He knows how to find the guys that have the hot hand right now. That's Vigil for Alab. Knocks down another tray.
Dreamers still on top. 49-37. With 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. When Jordan Tolbert and Anthony Tucker were fielded in yesterday, the biggest question was their chemistry. How would they gel with this team? These Formosa Dreamers, and that question has been answered early on. But Teguara is hoping to find an answer of his own for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as they try to fight back into this contest.
Yeah, great job by running the floor to Teguara, and great recognition by Brickman, rewarding the big man for hustling down the court.
Chan throws it out. Chan looking for Tolbert inside, and Wyatt saying that the foul's on him.
Yeah, good job by Chen to keep attacking, but just going back to this play, Tolbert had to try to sprint down, didn't have his normal defensive position in front, allowed an easy pass into Teguara, and that was an easy flush for him.
Chen throws it out. Woo Sung-wei again!
It's off the chart, folks. He's efficient and shooting above 50% in the last couple games from three-point range, and you just cannot take a possession off away from guarding Woo Sung-wei.
I got it! Wyatt short on that three. Tucker accelerates. Tolbert so steady despite the presence of the 7'6" Sam DeGuara.
Yeah, he doesn't get up as high as DeGuara, but he gets up a lot quicker. And these two guys are just having a field day going against each other. Different types of athletes, different types of scoring abilities, but both guys know how to get the job done offensively.
DeGuara with 12 points, Tolbert with 14. Chan. Woo Sung-wei again! Nothing but sweet string music.
Yeah, Woo Sung-wei, they're loving it right here in Changhua County. And his teammates know where he is. He moves well without the ball. They're finding him, and he's letting it fly.
King could not finish, but he will head to the line for two.
And right now, it's going to be tough for Alab. I mean, you're scoring the basketball well, but if you're trading 3-point shots for 2-point shots, then if you do the math, then it's not going to be a good day for you, a good outcome.
And look at the passing, Kirk. Jet Chan finding Woo Sung-wei.
He might not have a big body. He might not be the quickest guard. You know, you give up a little bit defensively, people say, when you have Woo Sung-wei out there on the court. But when you are so much better and so efficient shooting the ball, what that does not only for him scoring the basketball, but now the lane becomes more open for the penetrators because his defender has to stay locked and glued to him.
And that's what Vigil is doing right now. Jet Chan throws it out. Chen fakes. Gives it back out to Anthony Tucker. Tucker to Tolbert. Tolbert over Domingo. And Domingo able to make sure Tolbert didn't have an easy shot. Domingo is running the floor. Lawrence Domingo with the finish.
And Domingo is relentless. So is Rossler. Some of these guys that play for Alab, you know, they might be down by 15 points right now, or double-digit points, but that's not going to stop them from having the mentality to just keep going hard.
Tolbert using his strength, and that's tiring. When you bang bodies with DeGuara and Lawrence Domingo, we might have to check out the condition of Tolbert later on in this game.
Yeah, the muscular strength is there, but that endurance factor, you're right, that can be a vital role, especially later in the game when DeGuara comes back in the second half.
But it's been that type of a contest, the physicality on full display here. King able to take it away from Jet Chan. King is able to go all the way for the basket. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas cutting the lead to single digits.
Yeah, this will be a key stretch that Coach Jimmy Alapag will want to talk about. When they play tough on defense and they get stopped, they know they can score the basketball.
Tucker, knowing that he has to get involved on offense, goes for a drive, can't convert. Look at the ball movement. Jet Chan can't finish. What a box out right there by Domingo.
Yeah, he's so strong down low. His strength, you know, he might give up a couple inches to Tolbert, but he's matching the physicality in every single way.
Vigil in and out on that shot. Vigil has remained on the court because of his shooting. Tucker, wild pass. Tolbert wasn't sure if the pass was intended for him.
Yeah, it's been a good stretch for Alab Pilipinas. Got it down under double digits and finishing the half strong on a solid note defensively and offensively.
We'll be back. We've got a minute and 22 remaining in the first half. It's been that kind of a battle between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Formosa Dreamers. Bodies banging, gunslinging from the outside, running the floor, exerting huge amounts of energy. Alab Pilipinas was down by 16 earlier, able to come back, cutting the Dreamers' lead to single digits with 1 minute and 22 to go.
Yeah, you're right, Anton. It's been a speedy game in terms of how fast possessions have gone, but the physicality here in the last 5 minutes is definitely a way that Alab has used that physicality to their advantage to get back in this game.
Teguara, another sure two underneath.
And his teammates are all smiles about that one. They love it when they're able to find Big Sam under the basket, Teguara, for those easy 2 points.
The one thing that you noticed in the break, Kirk, was that Jared Young has not played here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Injury-wise, I didn't see anything happen on the court, but he has had to take a break.
Young, just 2 points so far in this contest. Tolbert at the fire as the shot clock was winding down. Wyatt shoots a three, going for the 2 for 1. Shot was short. Jet Chan turns on the Jets, lobs it up top for Jordan Tolbert.
Man, Tolbert almost touched the roof of the building, it felt like on that one. It was left up high by Jet Chang, and Tolbert just kept elevating and didn't have to flush it down with the slam, but still an impressive 2 points for the Dreamers.
Rickman accelerates, looking for Teguara. The Dreamers still have time. 2 seconds to go. Oh! Nick King with a deflection.
Yeah, Amigo Yang wishes he had that one down back. If he would have delivered a bounce pass maybe under those arms, then it could have had a buzzer beater potentially by Tucker to end the first half, but they still will have 0.7 seconds, so you won't really have time to dribble the ball with that, but you can still catch and shoot your normal shot.
Tolbert at the buzzer. Shot was short, and that will do it for the first half of play in what has been an intense action-packed battle between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the home team, the Formosa Dreamers. The Salmonators, Sam Teguara, leading the way for the visiting Alab Pilipinas with 14. But that man, number 20, for the Formosa Dreamers, Jordan Tolbert, with 16 points here in his second game in the ABL. We'll be back with halftime statistics and more when we return. You're watching Season 10 of the ASEAN Basketball League as we continue our rise.
在中场访问到是总教练 Julius 教练。那 first of all, nearly 16 points in the first half. How do you think about the team performance?
Yeah, we made some shots and stuff. I'm frustrated with our defense, and I think we looked really tired in the last couple minutes. I think Jaren getting into foul trouble really hurt us, but we preserved them and we saved them for the second half now, which is good.
And Jordan Tolbert against Teguara played so well in the first half.
Yeah. Offensively good. Defensively, we're making some mistakes, but his effort is fantastic.
Okay, thank you, coach. Okay.
that we have today as we are back inside the Changhua County Stadium here in Taiwan for the second half of our ABL weekend, as the Formosa Dreamers coming off a victorious win against the Fubon Braves yesterday, looking to duplicate that feat against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And this is actually also the last game day for the ABL for the year 2019, happening also at the moment. Hong Kong Eastern taking on the Mono Vampire Basketball Club, and the Macau Wolf Warriors also playing the Singapore Slingers at the OCBC Arena. 3 games happening simultaneously in the ASEAN Basketball League.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the 10th season here in 2019, and I'm excited for what's going to continue to happen as we enter a new year. Lots of teams, competitive games, and you know, exciting matchups like this keep the fans and keep us entertained.
And what a pass by Wyatt, finding Nick King. That's a good way to start the third quarter for Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, on the other end, Dreamers, Tucker, you know, still has a lid on that basket a little bit. Similar first half to what he experienced yesterday. You know, just not making too many field goals to start the game. We'll see if he can get heated up here in the second half.
Young, a little cold, coming off the bench after playing only 4 minutes in that first half. Turns the ball away, or throws the ball away, and it leads to that fast break lay-in by Nick King. The lead has been chopped down to 3 from a high of 16. Formosa Dreamers call the timeout. The sequences for Alab Pilipinas here in the third period.
Yeah, he had a nice assist, pass, or nice 3 in the corner, and then off the assist from Wyatt, then finishes on the break. And this is a team that you don't want to turn the ball over too much when you're playing Alab. They have so many playmakers and scorers in transition, and they'll make you pay for those mistakes.
Young, let's see if he can get going. And Young pumped up after that field goal.
Yeah, he played less than 5 minutes in the first half, so he is hungry to make an impact here in this game and help lift his team to a victory. Always plays with a lot of passion and a lot of heart.
And Jaron Young had 19 points yesterday against the Fubon Braves.
Yeah, and he plays great defensive too, so I know that his teammate Tolbert is glad that Young's back in the game to help guard DeGuara, who was charged with this offensive foul, clearing out the lane for the Brickman 3. And a good eye for the officials to catch that one.
Young gets the ball back, shoots over DeGuara, rattles out. Alab Pilipinas running. Brickman throws it up top. DeGuara.
And his teammates know how to find him, and when DeGuara gets the ball under the basket, how do you stop that? Young and Tolbert were both there that time trying to help each other out, but when he beats you down the court and gains that inside position, you've already lost the battle, because his teammates are looking for him. They lob it up there high. He keeps it up high. That's important. When he receives the pass, he doesn't bring the ball down where you can swipe away at it. And that will now be 3 fouls on Young, and he has to go back to the bench after making the only field goal so far in this second half for his team.
Offensive rebound here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Wyatt and Deguara again.
Yeah, there's just no answers right now. Tolbert having to help over on Wyatt just a little bit. And once you leave Deguara for a second, then his teammates know they're just going to lob it up high, and he's going to take care of the rest.
Yang throws it out. Chan, no good. Fouled from behind was Amigo Yang.
And Coach Jimmy Alapag applauding the effort, even though there's going to be 2 free throws for Amigo Yang. He liked what he saw in the defensive rotation, closing out on the shot, and he knows that's okay. Their offense is clicking now, and they're going to find some ways to get stops.
First free throw is good for Amigo Yang, who now has 12 points in the contest. Young returns after briefly sitting on the bench. And he has to, because Alab Pilipinas roaring back into this contest. Oh, Nick King tapping the ball out. It is Dreamers basketball.
And that's what you don't want to do if you're the Dreamers. Allow this, or I guess that's what you don't want to do if you're Alab, is give the Dreamers just more opportunities for looks at the basket.
Yang against Wyatt. Yang in and out. Tolbert puts it up and in. Deguara fouls him from behind. Jordan Tolbert just a workhorse today for the Dreamers.
Yeah, definitely, and he knows that he needs to stay aggressive. He needs to try to give his team some extra points, and right here, Deguara trying to box him out. Tolbert working hard, getting around him, in between him and the basket. That's where you want to be for those offensive rebounds, and he finishes the three-point play. Gets the cushion back up to 5 for the Dreamers, but we'll see if they can, on the other hand, try to figure things out to slow down Deguara.
Brickman. And finally, Jason Brickman gets on the board for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, that's a big shot for him. First half, I felt like he was, setting his teammates up very well, but he wasn't looking for his shot as much as maybe he would like to be.
And here's a guy who's surely going to look for his shot here in the second half, Anthony Tucker. Just like he did yesterday against the Fubon Braves. Here comes the MVP, Anthony Tucker.
And that's one way to get on the board, get your offense flowing, try to get into the lane and make an easier shot. That one almost seemed impossible over Deguara, but Tucker gets it to go.
But getting it to go as well is Jason Brickman, back-to-back long-range bombs. Oh, Jordan Tolbert with another two-handed stuff.
Yeah, that's that chemistry that they're building between Tucker and Tolbert. Just their second game together, but Deguara was not looking at the basketball. One of the biggest mistakes you can make in transition defense, see where the ball is, and Tucker knew how to find his man.
Wyatt with a miss. Tucker hauls down the rebound. Tucker. Heading, deflecting that pass intended for Young. Young shoots. Too strong. Deguara gives it to Brickman. Brickman to Nick King. King.
And Young came over and established. King thought he could call a timeout on the floor, which you cannot do with FIBA rules. And that will be a turnover on Alab. We'll hope that King is okay. He might have gotten a Charlie horse on the leg. See the replay there by Tucker, and then the nice pass from Tucker to Tolbert for the easy 2. So Dreamers still protecting a 3-point lead.
Yeah, Nick King, as soon as he collided with his defender, stopped momentarily.
And this will be a crucial stretch now for Alab without 2 of their import players in the game. Deguara getting a rest, King getting a rest, so I would expect them to try to dump it into Tolbert, but that will still not be easy because Domingo, like we talked about, he is a great defender, strong body as well.
And Anthony Tucker making it look so easy. Here he comes again.
Tucker realizes DeGuire out of the game, lose a key shot blocker, take it to the hole, get those easy points.
Brickman, all he needs is some daylight.
Yeah, Brickman starting out 3 for 3, 9 points here in the last 5 minutes. And they're gonna have to figure out how they're gonna overplay or deny that pick and roll from happening, because those threes have mainly been off of those high ball screens.
Yan, 4 on the shot clock. Yan falling away, able to draw the foul.
Yeah, Yang, normally not your typical isolation player, but putting the ball on the floor, a little shimmy here and there, and getting the job done.
And it has been a Tucker versus Brickman show here in the third quarter in this matchup between Alab Pilipinas and the Formosa Dreamers. Migo Yan, good on the first free throw. $14 points now in the game for Yang, as Woo Sang-wei returns for the Dreamers, as does Jeremiah Gray for Alab Pilipinas. Brickman. Pass intercepted by Young. The Dreamers are running. Young to Tucker. Shoots a 3. Short. Young with the offensive rebound. And Gray deflects that pass intended for Jet Chang.
And I just love watching the length, the timing, the aggressiveness of Young's defense and rebounding. And it doesn't matter if you're 7'6", like he's played against the bigs. It doesn't matter if you're Brickman. You have to be cautious of where Young is on the floor because of his ability to get in the passing lane and grab the ball.
Cool, calm, and collected is Anthony Tucker, draining that fadeaway. Wyatt hops inside. Wyatt trying to draw a foul, does not get it. Woo Sang-wei to Jet Chan. Tucker is asking for it. Finally gets it, but Tolbert called for 3 seconds.
Yeah, he received the pass in there, tried to kick it out to a shooter, but Tolbert spending too much time in the lane. He likes having the ball down in there right now, especially why DeGuire is on the bench. But we see Anthony Tucker also trying to use his size advantage down low to get that little fadeaway jumper that he has almost perfected.
All 3 imports are not on the floor as of the moment for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Brickman. Somehow, Alab Pilipinas able to get 2 offensive rebounds on that possession.
Yeah, and that's why Rossler and Domingo have stayed with this Alab team. They have been a key vocal point to the success of the Alab program, and they can hold their own against anybody.
Brickman stepping on the brakes. Brickman patiently waiting for the play to unfold. That's going to be another foul called on Young.
Yeah, that was good attack, smart play. Domingo knows that Young's in foul trouble, and Young only got his shoe in on that one as it's just a tripping foul, but still that will add to that tally, and Young will have just 1 foul to use for the remaining 13 minutes, just under 13 minutes of this game.
And that could hurt late in the contest. As Jaron Young plays a vital role for the Formosa Dreamers squad. Brickman trying to sneak that shot up and in, no go. Chan splits the defense. Jet Chan with a finish on the break. 11 points in the game for Jet Chang, and San Miguel Alab Pilipinas calls a timeout. They are down 77-71. Two minutes and 27 seconds. That is the time remaining here in the third. Sam De Guara continues to remain on the bench for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Khalif Wyatt returns as he picks up the basketball. Wyatt using the Chanhua's roster screen, gives it to Domingo. Gray against Tucker. 5 on the shot clock. Jeremiah Gray puts it up. Difficult shot attempt. Jet Chang is running. Chang protecting the basketball, unable to finish. Vigil has it right now. Vigil on the drive. Vigil finishing on the runner.
Vigil just has great composure, body control. Didn't have to use speed on that fast break layup, but just gets the bump, creates the space, knocks it down, and we'll see what they can come up with on the other end. Dreamers just not quite their normal selves here in this quarter offensively.
Amigo Yang. The Dreamers don't have the local firepower that they did in the first half. Certainly not the outside shooting that they utilized to attain that 16-point lead early on. Khalif Wyatt calling for a foul, gets it, and will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, it's going to start on the defensive end for the Dreamers as well. Right now, Alab dictating the pace. Tianle is going to check in for the Dreamers. We'll see if his ability to space the floor with his shooting will help the Dreamers figure that out offensively. But on the defensive end, Alab running a lot of pick and rolls, ball screens, and they're able to get into the lane, then kick it out when they need to, and scored 22 points so far this quarter. They're doing well.
Khalif Wyatt at the line. Missing on the first. Wyatt so far with only 6 points in the contest. Coming off a 13-point outing in their last game against Mono Vampire, and was 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Goes 1 for 2 on that opportunity.
Yeah, if you ask me, it should be Tucker time right now. He hit the big crucial shots last game, and I'd like to see him be a part of the Dreamers' offense of just creating for his teammates, or, you know, getting those one-on-one matchups that he likes.
Wyatt for 3. Khalif Wyatt feeling it. Pure confidence on that shot. And he ties the game up at 77.
Yeah, this has just been a tough unit in there with Wyatt and Gray, Domingo, Rossler, Vigil. These guys have played tough and taken away any momentum that the Dreamers had in the second quarter, as their offense just seems stifled right now. But on the other end, Alab is really feeling comfortable with the shots that they're creating offensively.
Wyatt, Canuelas, Rosser, Domingo for the lead. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas now on top, 79-77. Amigo Yang could not give the lead back to the home team. But what a comeback for the visiting Alab Pilipinas. Down by as many as 16, patiently chipping away, and have emerged as the leaders at the end of 3. But only one of these teams will end 2019 with a W.
Yeah, both these teams want it bad. You can tell the Dreamers, you know, this is their second game in the last 26 hours, you could say. So we'll see how their legs are able to hold up here the last 10 minutes. That was one thing Coach Kyle and Julius talked about in the pregame halftime is, you know, what type of energy will they be able to sustain throughout the 40 minutes.
Wyatt. Pass was almost intercepted by Jaron Young, who is playing with 4 personal fouls, Kirk.
Yeah, that just shows you what he can do, though, when he is on the court, which he hasn't been a lot today. He just makes his presence felt defensively, getting his hands on a lot of ball.
Oh, Manuelas Rosser escapes.
And right now, it is this smaller yet physical lineup that has been proven to be the key to the Alab success, as defensively they move a lot quicker. They've been able to stifle the shooters of the Dreamers, and offensively they've just had a lot more movement in their plays.
Jen Chan misfiring on that fadeaway, and Wyatt, he likes to do this a lot, slow the game down and have the basketball up top. Domingo. Difficult shot. Bucker.
And Alab doesn't like the call. The referees will say last touch by Gray, knocking out of Tucker's hands. Coach Jimmy Alapog is saying, hey, go down, get a stop, play defense. And they know that they have a 4-point lead, and this game is in their control if they can just stay focused for the last 9 minutes.
Tolbert looking for Young. Difficult pass, but the ball will stay with the home team.
And it's really been Alab is the more aggressor team here in the second half, just dictating, not letting the Dreamers get comfortable with where they are with the ball.
Tolbert hands it off to Tucker with 6 on the shot clock. Anthony Tucker. Tolbert, wow, the chemistry between these two new additions on full display. Tolbert with 23 points.
But he's been quiet recently, so if Tolbert could come back in and play aggressive and score the basketball like he did in the first half, that would be a big difference here for the Dreamers. But even defensively, they have not quite been the same team.
Domingo breaks into double digits after that basket. He has 10. And Jen Chan unable to finish the play. And Khalif Wyatt is pumped up. What a pass to Brandon Canuelas Rosser. And Tucker with the response, giving it to Tolbert. Switch comes, Chan is in front of him. Wyatt spins. Khalif Wyatt.
Yeah, just using his strength there to spin off of Chang. And when you get your body in that good position, easier to flip it up. Great job by him.
Anthony Tucker breaks into double digits after that play.
Yeah, and Tucker getting to the basket now better, but I just wonder if it's the back-to-back games that sort of limited his legs from feeling comfortable on his jump shot where he was so effective yesterday.
King. Domingo diving. Young steals the ball away. Jaron Young on the drive. Throws it out to Tucker. Sees Tolbert running. Jordan Tolbert with a finish.
Yeah, great job, and that starts with Young's energy on defense. Gets another steal, and that's oftentimes what catapults his team to get offensive opportunities in the fast break and transition. And he has to be careful with 4 fouls, but if Young can defensively make his presence felt, then that's what's going to help the Dreamers get back in this game.
Wyatt to Nick King from way out. Shot was short. And Wyatt comes up with the offensive rebound. Khalif Wyatt coming up big here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's just a mistake by Amigo Yang. He had control of the ball. You want to hold on to that one. Looks like Tien Lei might come in and give him a rest.
Tucker to Young. Wyatt giving him a lot of space. Jaron Young can't convert. Vigil comes up with the rebound. And again, Wyatt has the basketball up top. It is Tolbert in front of him.
And DeGuara is set to come back in, so you want to get as many stops as you can.
Wyatt puts it up. Shot was to the left. Amigo Yan running. Gets it to Young. Young, lift off. Fouled by Wyatt.
Still a 4-point game, 87-83. And Heading and DeGuara, Brickman, all set to come back in for Alab. So they got some nice rest, but we'll see if they can maintain the physicality and the defensive presence that you had in there with Wyatt and Rossler and with Domingo. That group just really did a good job setting the tone for Alab.
First free throw is good for Jaron Young. Just 5 points in the game today, but was pretty beat up last night after going to battle against the Braves. No rest for the weary. 6 points in the game for Jaron Young. Approaching the halfway mark of this 4th quarter.
And that's going to be a holding foul on Tien Lei. But you can tell that Alab is trying to be thoughtful about getting Sam DeGuara the ball. They'll screen across, and we'll see if Tolbert can try to deny DeGuara the ball. Chang is helping from the weak side.
Brickman. Jordan heading. DeGuara with the offensive rebound. DeGuara throws it out to King. Vigil for three. Shot was short. Young comes up with the board. Tucker for the lead. Genlei kicks it out. Genlei is fouled.
And Tucker still trying to still struggling a little bit with that rhythm, but trying to make it work. You know, the crowd's on their feet, you know, on the edge of their seats waiting for him to get one to go down from deep.
Dreamers down by 2. Here on their home floor. Young accelerates. Young throws it back out. Jet Chan has to shoot, and he does! Scoring the basketball for the Dreamers.
He has been bailed out the Dreamers offense so many times by being aggressive, getting in the lane. Jet Chang with a nice soft touch.
King against Genlei. And King is able to score plus the foul.
King still holding that hip flexor, but even a little injury isn't slowing down King. Loves using that left hand, kicks it off the glass, gets the foul, and reestablishes that lead for Alab.
And when we come back, Nick King will shoot the bonus free throw. You're watching Season 10 of the ASEAN Basketball League. Four minutes and 35 seconds. That is the time remaining here inside the Changhua County Stadium, where the Dreamers are trailing San Miguel Alab Pilipinas 87-89 with Nick King at the free throw line. King trying to complete the three-point play. And he does.
Now some Alab with their own full court pressure of their own. Jet Chang trying to beat the press on his own. He has the speed to do so.
Young falling for the pick. Tucker pops out. Anthony Tucker can't draw the foul. Young on the drive, floater on the way, grabs his own miss, and DeGuara ball for the personal.
No penalty yet. Tucker still trying to get going, still attacking the basket. But if I'm a Dreamer player and I know what Tucker's able to do, you know, maybe being the one to create offense for him, get him an easy look where the defense helps and you can kick it out to him for an open three-point shot instead of him trying to rely on his own ability to create his own shot.
Young missing on that jump hook. Another chance for Alab Pilipinas to extend this lead. Brickman. The referee says the ball bounced off his leg.
Yeah, Brickman came in early in the third quarter, hit those 3 big triples. He'd like to still get going. His team needs him to execute when he is facilitating the offense and gets those double-digit assists. Then that's what's helped him. That's been the one difference in their one loss this season was, you know, he wasn't quite his normal self in the opening. But since then, they've won those consecutive games because he's been able to facilitate for his teammates.
Migo Yan throws it out to Anthony Tucker. Tucker throws it to the wrong man. Nick King. Oh, bothered by the presence of Jaron Young. There's that effort again. Not giving up on the play. Young for 3. Missing. Tucker with the offensive rebound, looking for Young, stolen away. And Jordan Henning will complete the fast break.
And that's a rare 2 mistakes by Tucker, back-to-back possessions with turnovers. And what looked like might have been a 3 for the tie was now a 2-point layup for Jordan Henning to give Alab a 5-point lead.
Goldberg missing on the jump hook. Dreamers firing blanks as of late. Brickman for 3. Jason Brickman!
That's where he shot him in the beginning of the second half. That's where he knocks down his 4th here in the second half alone.
Tucker trying to respond, and he does. Big-time basket by Anthony Tucker.
Yeah, you're never out of it when you got somebody like Tucker who can stroke it, and that's his first 3 of the day. But we'll see if that can create something and spark something for him.
Neguara puts it down. Silences the crowd. Tucker steps back, shoots another 3. Anthony Tucker.
He doesn't always show up early right now this season, in season 10 of the ABL, but when he does show up in the second half, it's been big. He destroyed Fubon in the second half with 25 points and really coming alive here towards the last few minutes of this game as well.
Heading, Neguara. And a jump ball will be called as Young held on to the basketball.
Yeah, Young had his hand on it above when Degar was in possession. Alab coaches thought that was too quick of a call, and it was pretty quick, but judgment call there by the officials. They were right there in their spots, and still a 4-point game. Dreamers ball, and they led the whole first half, but it has been Alab with control of this game since midway through the third quarter.
Crucial possession for the home team. Tucker shoots a 3. Anthony Tucker! Are you kidding me?
3 for 3 in the last 3 possessions for the Dreamers. It's a 1-point game, folks.
Kid trying to respond. Young comes up with a board. And the ball is in the hands of Tucker, but he gives it to Young. Tucker for 3. Anthony Tucker! And the crowd is going crazy.
The MVP of 2 seasons ago is in the building, folks. His name is Anthony Tucker, and he has just given the Dreamers a 2-point lead with 1:21 left. And Lackey, team promoter, owner, is pumped up on the court.
And the way Tucker made those shots look so easy is just beyond me. Expressionless is Anthony Tucker as he drains those triples. 4 in the 4th period, Kirk.
Yeah, if there was a picture of anybody in the dictionary for the word clutch, that would be it right there. Anthony Tucker has been clutch here in the last couple minutes. 12 points, all on 3s.
3 days before Christmas. And these two teams are gifting us with an incredible basketball show.
Yeah, they sure are. And, you know, they've won last 3 games. Speaking of Alab, last 2 games, speaking of the Dreamers, they do a lot of things well. And that's what makes it so entertaining to watch. Great teams here in the ABL. And these two are at the top of that. You know, two teams that can compete with the best and definitely putting on a show before Christmas.
I was talking to Coach MC Abolucion right before this game, and he told me one of the biggest differences of this Alab team and the Alab teams of previous years, they don't have a guy like Ray Parks or a Justin Brownlee or a Ronaldo Bachman to close the show. New heroes have got to emerge, and it's got to happen right now. King with a miss. Young with the rebound.
Great possession. Young really had to be careful there with 4 fouls, but still great defensive possession by him and to corral the rebound. So Young not with his normal offensive output, but still when he's in the game, you can see what he can do.
Tucker using his size, gets it out to Amigo Yan. Too strong on the 3. Deguara comes up with a board. Wyatt for 3. Khalif Wyatt! Will he be the new hero for Alab Pilipinas?
That's not what you wanted to do. If you're the Dreamers, you're up to 2, you know, force them to go to the basket. Don't give up the lead. But we'll see, the Dreamers still with a chance here.
Tucker. That shot rattles out. The ball is loose. Bodies on the floor. And it will be Dreamers basketball.
Man, that one was halfway down for Anthony Tucker. Would have brought the roof off the place, you know, but it's going to stay with the Dreamers fighting, clawing for the rebound. Looks like Coach Kyle will call a timeout here, try to set something out with just under 6 seconds left to decide and dictate who wins this game.
And look at that dive by Jordan Tolbert. Nick King definitely touched the ball last, as we see on this play.
I mean, bodies on the floor, diving for loose balls. They'll take a look at it. It's hard to tell from first glance. Did look like King had possession of it on his way out of bounds, so I'm glad I'm not making those tough calls, though.
So here's the situation. It will be Dreamers basketball with 5.9 seconds to go. This is the last game for 2019 for both these squads, Kirk.
Yeah, they want to go out into 2019 on a high note before getting ready after the break. We'll see what kind of play Coach Kyle can draw up. What does he have in his sleeve to try to get somebody free?
And who will guard Anthony Tucker?
Who's ball? Who's ball?
Alab using a smaller lineup. Easier to switch screens, easier to guard the offense if they spread out. So they won't have Sam Deguara in the middle on this last possession. Which also means it's key for Alab that if a shot does go up, make sure you go get the rebound, because if the Dreamers do catch and shoot right away, that's still enough time for somebody to get a putback.
It seems that the referees are still double-checking this last play, Kirk. Because we heard the voice of Kyle Julius saying whose ball after the initial timeout. And yeah, I'm looking at the scorer's table right now. The officials are right there.
And that makes it harder for the coaches to decide, you know, or what to communicate with their team, depending on if they're on offense or defense.
Coach Jimmy Alapag along with Coach Mac Kuan. Coach Eric Menk is also part of the coaching staff right behind them. So the final verdict is it will be Formosa basketball.
And it was just a year ago that this same game between these two teams had a buzzer beater happen in favor of the Dreamers. If I'm not mistaken, maybe Lee Shui Lin was the hero of that game, hitting a jump shot at the buzzer. So because the referees were using a timeout first, I think that's what the extra delay was.
So on the floor for the Dreamers, Amigo Yan, Jet Chang, Jaron Young, Jordan Tolbert, and Anthony Tucker. Jordan Heading is in for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, along with Domingo, Brickman, King, and Ganuelas Rosser.
Lots of faith in Jet Chang to make the smart pass here on the inbounds.
Tucker receives the pass. Tucker for the win! No! The ball is loose! Young puts it up short! And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas stuns the Formosa Dreamers here in Changhua.
What a game. And both teams battling so hard. Seesaw battle. Anthony Tucker looked like he was going to steal the show in the end. But it is Alab who's able to come up with the three in the end by Wyatt with the game winner. And these two teams will see each other again. And I expect more fierce battles as we see the replay of the last shot here by Tucker, hitting the back rim. And none other than Young able to get a second chance up, but leaves it short. And that wrapped up a great win for the visiting team in Alab Pilipinas.
What a win by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, who will end 2019 with a bang. 4 straight victories for Coach Jimmy Alapag. And the Dreamers win 1 for 2 in their weekend homestand here in Changhua. Final score 100-99. Winning basket courtesy of Khalif Wyatt. Well, that does it for us here in Changhua. Once again, we'd like to say thank you for supporting the ASEAN Basketball League in its 10th season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. On behalf of my partner Kirk Long, I'm Anton Rojas, saying we'll see you all again next time as we continue our rise to greatness in Season 10 of the ABL.
Open is Regulus. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lai, oh, everyone for the Black